Hi, this is the Novak 22, and this is another reptile care review. Uh, care video. Excuse me. I figure, you know what? This is the most, one reptile I have the most information about because I've had many bearded dragons. Plus, I just want to get this out of the way just because, everyone keeps bearded dragons. So, I can also add some information that I know from my personal experiences with. But, alright. Basic information. I'll get it out of the way. These are medium to large lizard. I had one that was almost 20 inches long. So, some of the males, especially, can get really big. I've seen some big bearded dragons. There's some that get over 20 inches long. Probably way longer than your foot. So, the thing is, I would not say these, alright, I had to clarify something. People say these are beginner reptiles. That is true, in some aspects. They're very low, you know, low maintenance, I would say. Um, but, really docile lizard. Besides a few exceptions, that are really docile. They're very common, easy to obtain, come in various shades of colors and different morphs. Very established reptile in the trade. But I would say cost wise, I know I said maintenance, but like cost wise, these are kind of get in the high price range because they think a 40-gallon breeder bare minimum you need for just one. I would say a good like 75-gallon. If you can find like a 75-gallon wide, I'm not even sure if they make those, but if you can find like a 75-gallon wide, that's way better. So costs are kind of because in this in the trade, just because you cannot find a basic bearded dragon more like even if you go to I think even Petco, PetSmart, their bearded dragons are not normal colors. You cannot find because of all the breeding and all the interbreeding and the morphs. You cannot find a normal color bearded dragon. I found one once that had bare minimum just normal brown, but it's besides. It's really hard. So that's why costs are up on them. I think bare minimum, depending on if you go online, you can maybe find some for 30, but a lot of times if they're 30, they have like nip tails. So you're usually gonna find them around $50. Which I guess some people are like, oh, it's not too bad, it's fine. But think about it. For a reptile that you can find anywhere in the trade, you would think bearded dragons wouldn't be there, would not be expensive, but they are. I know for a fact I purchased a few bearded dragons for breeding purposes, and it cost me like $100, a little over $100. That was in my heyday, though. That was actually when the economy was pretty good, and so I wouldn't. Right now, you're looking probably around over 100, like 150 or something, just for adult. So, I got off track. Let's see. They're mostly just be like a savannah. I would say savannah. They're from Australia, so sand, no calci sand. Like I said in one of my other videos, never use calci sand. They're gonna impact and they're gonna die. Can't tell you how many probably kids buy these on impulse. And people are like, oh, buy the calci sand. It's becoming cool colors. That's the purpose of their advertising. It comes in cool colors. It'll make your terrarium look cool. Then it comes, and then you go put the sand in the bearded dragon, and then after a week or two, it's dead. Don't use calci sand. Um, Trying to think. A good blend of maybe some topsoil, and Use what I used to use, which I found is a really good. Is there's a sand blend, desert blend, made by Zilla, I believe, but it's made out of like walnut husks. It's very finely chopped. It's they're not. It's not too fine. It pass through. If they do adjust it, it's gonna go through fine. It's not calci sand. Calci sand, it's like almost like normal, just normal play sand, which that's another good thing. You also play sand. It's good for them. They like to climb, so a lot of branches, large branches. Um, I find, especially with my bearded dragons, I did not put plants in them, just because they knock them over. I mean, they're they get big. Their tails get long. They're a very husky lizard. I mean, they're just big. Just They're just big and bulky, and they go through and move around in the cage. They knock stuff over. I can't tell you how many times I used to constantly have to reset up my tank just because they knocking things over. Um, Insects, they pretty much eat anything. They eat plant matter. Babies, I was feeding them kale, dandelion, green beans. They like green beans. I'm surprised. Some fruit like strawberries, some melon, um, crickets, mealworms, roaches, hornworms. When they get bigger, pinky mice. Pinky mice. You like. Apparently they do like pinky mice. They like mice. I've fed mine mice occasionally, very occasionally, because it's not like they're in the wild, running around looking for mice. I mean, they're mostly omnivores. A lot of rocks you want to put in there. Good heat would be in the upper 90s to like the hundreds for them. So a very high UVA heat bulb, basking. Trying to think what else. UVA, or excuse me, UVA, UVB bulb. They want UVBs. These guys do need UVB. There's not too many reptiles that don't need UVB. I mean, a lot of the geckos don't need UVB. A few of the chameleons, only, not, well, I can think of one, but, the chameleons don't need it. Pretty much anything that's nocturnal doesn't really require UVB. Um, what else? What else do these guys need? My experiences is easy way to tell if it's a male or female. Oh, excuse me. The males are really stocky, and plus you'll notice occasionally the beards will be kind of like blackish. Um, that's common behavior. It's just showing their territory. Um, More stocky built than the females. Females are smaller. Also, bulges, hemopenes. They're easy to tell on the back legs. You'll see kind of like these little dimples on the back legs, and also the base tail, two bulges. That's obvious it's a male because that's their hemopenes. Also, another thing that a lot of people don't overlook is head shape. Males are more triangular, like almost like it comes almost to like a triangle shape. You look from the back of the crest all the way to the top, it's just like almost a uniform streamlined triangle. The females are rounded. I mean, yeah, pretty much. They're like almost like oval shape. That's a pretty easy way. I would wait 6 months before sexing them. It's pretty obvious. If 6 months, what you have. So, I mean, I'm trying to think. What else? I did have some success with babies. Springtime. Let's see. I'm trying to think. When did I used to breed them? I bred my male to my females. I'm trying to think. Like fall. not fall. I think winter. I tried doing it wintertime just so I can get them within like late spring, summer. I had 2 clutches that hatched. Babies are pretty easy to take care of. Babies you really don't need much. You can put them in like containers, critter cages with like a heat pad and some toilet paper, or not toilet paper, paper towels. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it for bearded dragons I can think of. Um, I mean, in general, bearded dragons, great lizard. I mean, you can't go wrong with bearded dragons. It's just that I think they're overrated, personally. So, but that's pretty much it. Just subscribe. I'll try to do more. I'll try to show some more like supplies. I have some old reptile supplies I'll bring out maybe in my next vid. So show off some of that. Alright, see ya. Subscribe, like, comment what you want to see next. Thinking about doing some Chinese water dragon. That's another reptile I had more experience with. So see ya.